They have asked me, they have said, finally we have a candidate. And they have said, those in the PNM are saying they are ready to unite with the United National Congress to get rid of the Stuart Young-led People's National Movement. There was a time when the PNM could say it was a party of the people, from the people, for the people. I want to ask you a question. Look at who leads the PNM now. Is Stuart Young for the people? Is Stuart Young for the voters of the PNM? Is Stuart Young for workers? Is Stuart Young for the youth? Is Stuart Young for old people? Is Stuart Young for squatters? So this is the easiest you've had it, ladies and gentlemen. It is so easy. You've had a party in power for the last 10 years. Can you, yes or no, give me any good reason why they should get another 5? Let me hear you. The PSA got 0, 0, 0, and then they stuck at 4%. Under Kamala, she raised wages, not so? Old age pension from 2010 to 2015. Kamala Persad-Bissessar raised old age pension twice. Under the PNM from 2015 to now, how many times they raised old age pension? But they brought a bill the other day saying they come in anytime you have more than $25,000, no old age pension for you. All you voting for that? They pull it back when they realize the kind of pressure they get in. But ladies and gentlemen, anytime you put them back, sting is in the tail. So I want to ask a question. All you do is shower. Ladies and gentlemen, they did not raise old age pension. They did not raise wages. But guess what? They raised their pension. Not so? All you voting for that? Stuart Young, the night watchman, Prime Minister. In less than a month, he's going to be entitled to $1 million. He has raised, he and his Siamese twin, Keith Rowley, they have taken care of themselves. They have raised their pay by 47%. That, do the maths, 4% for public servants, 47% for them. PSA, all you voting for that? Stuart Young went down on the port yesterday, which is a PNM party group. Let them put that on social media. They run him out. You know why? They're not voting for that. So let me tell you, we had to forget about the PNM. They have a fellow named Monroe, the proxy of Mr. Sinanan. The proxy of Mr. Sinanan, they are both from Gandhi. The Minister of Road is from Gandhi. But if you see the roads in Gandhi, I made a video this week in Hyderabad and St. James. They paved the road in Hyderabad and St. James 2 weeks ago. Hyderabad, St. James changed hands only once. That is in the constituency of Mr. Colpot, Scotland. A PNM stronghold. Why are they paving those roads? Good roads, but they can't pave the roads in Brabande. They can't pave the roads in Balata. They can't pave the roads in Milau. But let me tell you how the UNC does it. When the UNC comes in office, they will do what the PNM took 40 years to do. They will do it in 5 years. We are in the electoral district tonight of Northeastern Settlement, Sangli Gandhi. Before the UNC, it had no roads. That was a squatting settlement, no roads. Between 1995 and 2001, it was Basdio Pandey and Sadiq Bash who gave Northeastern Settlement roads for the first time under UNC government. I met with a PNM stalwart this week up in Mora Trace in Matura. We have it on video. You know what she told us? She's a PNM stalwart. She says she ain't voting this year. She too ashamed. She said, but all she children and grandchildren, which she guaranteed me is about 40 or 50, she instructed all of them to vote UNC. When I walked that road, you know what I saw? And what she told me? The last time those roads were paved was when George Chambers was in power. In Melau, they never had a road before 1995. When UNC came into power, that's the first road they got under Sadiq Bash. The UNC government always boasts the best ministers of works. Sadiq Bash, Jack Warner. And I'm pleased to announce that whilst Natalie Chaitan has the honor of having Jack on her campaign, I have working with me on my campaign, Sadiq Bash. Give him a round of applause. I went to La Guaira, no roads, no electricity, no water. In Melau, they changed the water main from a 6-inch pipe and reduced it to about 3 or 4 inches and redirected the water to PNM Stronghold. Before that, Vega never had a problem with water. Water is a fundamental human right. When Basdio Pandey tried to say water for all and brought Severn Trent, they demonized them because when PNM cannot fix it, they demonize it. But this time, they have no track record. They have no track record. Every time the media asks Stuart Young, what is the difference between you and Rowley? What are you going to do? Up to now, what are you telling you? Wait and see. Are you willing to wait and see? Ladies and gentlemen, Stuart Young's brother and father owned NCB Global. Before 2015, that was not even a serious company. But between 2015 to 2025, in 10 years, they became a company worth $4 billion. Are you voting for that? They have a Facebooker, a stupid man named Dexter James, on Facebook saying, Trinidad is doing well. Why is the opposition complaining? You know what he said to justify Trinidad's doing well? He said that each of the commercial banks are making billion-dollar profits every year. So who is doing well? All you have anything in that? All you getting anything from that? The banks are getting richer off of you. They don't even need to rely on loans. All they need to do is keep taxing your fees. Everything is a fee. You withdraw money is a fee from the machine. You say, I don't want to pay that fee. I go by the teller. It's a fee to go by the teller. I put in money is a fee. Your money can sit down there for a whole year and you ain't touch it. They have something called account management fee. So they're managing your account. What the hell they doing to manage your account if there's no transactions and they're getting a fee for that? All you voting for that? Stuart Young is not from the people. Stuart Young is not for the people. Stuart Young is for Angus Young and his father, Richard Young. Stuart Young, in the last 10 years, 137 times had to recuse himself from the cabinet. You know what that means? That what the cabinet was deliberating had a sweet deal for him. So he, even while he is not in the cabinet, was bullying the other members of the cabinet to pass these deals for his father and brother to become richer. Only voted for that. He is not from the people. He is not for the people. He is not of the people. PNM and UNC, I appeal to you tonight, vote him out. We are going to bring back some programs we had. One of the biggest problems in Toko Sandy Grande is youth unemployment. Youth unemployment. Do you know what is the PNM legacy for the youth? Faris Al-Rawi passed legislation so that you could smoke weed without the police coming for you. Take away everything and make everybody feel high. That is Faris Al-Rawi. Nothing for the youth, no jobs. There's a highway passing through Grande to Toko. Nobody, none of them youth get a walk on that. All you that right? So what all you had to do? Ladies and gentlemen, I have a whole set of things to talk about. I know my time limited. Oh God, I had to wrap up the tell me earlier. Don't do me that. Give me a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, squatters. Sandy Grande is overrun with squatters. When there is squatting, it is a failure of the government to do proper planning. Ladies and gentlemen, a UNC government has never disenfranchised squatters. We passed the 1998 Squatter Regularization Act. You've never seen a UNC government bulldoze any homes as they did in La Joqueta, Chalparo recently. If you vote them back, you know what's going to happen? We are the ones who gave certificates of comfort. We are the ones that gave rights to squatters. But the PNM has turned the youths of Sandy Grande into hustlers only looking for 10 days. We are going to restore water for all. We are going to fix the roads in Milau within 3 months. Milau, Balata, Wabwande, Mora Trace, Thomas Trace, La Guaira, Tattoo Trace. Within 3 months, we are going to give us good roads. Water for all will no longer be a pipe dream. It is a fundamental human right which we will ensure that each and every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago is entitled to and has. So ladies and gentlemen, Toco Sandy Grande, we have big plans. You'll see our manifesto very soon about what we intend to do for the youths in terms of employment, sustainable employment, what we intend to do in terms of the Toco Secondary School, the Toco Library, the Fishing Depot, the Agri Depot. There's a lot of building, there's a lot of work that is going to happen in Toco. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a chance and vote the United National Congress. Good night.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
UNC family, good evening. The PNM has collapsed. The PNM is confused. The PNM don't know if they have a leader, a chairman, or a selected prime minister. The PNM tried to have a meeting in the battleground constituency of St. Joseph. They went to a small community center, maximum capacity inside 225 persons. They set up 320 chairs outside, and the meeting couldn't start because nobody was there. They sent out a message saying, "We humbly apologize for the live stream. We are having technical difficulties." The technical difficulties was nobody cares about the PNM. But as an Olympic coach, I will tell you, when things going good, I get nervous. When things looking good, I work harder. When the athlete looking good, I think deeper. I plan more and get the job done. So each and every one of us must work harder. The prize is on the cusp. We are ready for government. Stuart Richard Young said that people must vote for him because he could run and walk faster than Kamala. Stuart Young told his people that he is younger than Kamala, stronger and fitter, and therefore he should be prime minister. Well, I tell Stuart Young, my 10-year-old could outrun you, so I should make she prime minister then. A prime minister is not a UE marathon. Being a prime minister is not lifting weights in the gym. Being a prime minister takes intellect, takes brain, takes heart, takes soul, takes passion, empathy, sympathy, care, democracy, and diplomacy all live in Kamla Persad Bisesa. So don't worry, Stuart. Richard Young. On April 29th, you will have plenty time to go in the gym, take more growth hormone with Faris, Aljani, Sukaran, Rawi, because we taking San Fernando West also. As I talk constituencies, I'm bringing a gentleman here to introduce another round of candidates for the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interest. I bring to you the hardest working General Secretary in politics in the Caribbean, a pan man, a pan lover, a hard working organizer, former chairman of the United National Congress, now General Secretary. Please welcome Mr. Peter Kanhai.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Good evening. Good evening, my UNC family. We're in a general election. We can't sleep. We have to be alive. We have to be alert. This is a general election, and this is a general election that the United National Congress must win for all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We must win. Good evening to the political leader, Kamla Prasad Bisesoi, who's on our way. Good evening to all my colleagues, all the leaders of the coalition sitting in the front here. And my job here is easy. My job here is pleasurable. We have some candidates that we have to announce before nomination day on the 4th. Lots of people have been questioning why the UNC taken so long to make these announcements. It's not that the UNC taken so long. The UNC have been very meticulous in putting together a slate of candidates that will form the government of Trinidad and Tobago on April 28th. The UNC has been very meticulous together with its coalition partners in making sure that we have a government ready to hit the ground running from day one. So without further ado, one of the constituencies that we will announce tonight is the constituency of Naparima. So I want you all to welcome with a rousing round of applause the new candidate and soon to be the new MP for Naparima, Dr. Narendra Rupnarayan.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Vote today, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins.
Hello, good night, UNC family. Right. You know, I didn't come prepared for anything, but Mr. Kanhai said to say a few words. So, let me tell you something. When I was born 47 odd years ago, I was about years small. And when I was born, you know, Dr. Chaita and Dr. Bodo will tell you, if you're born premature, you're born sometimes with a color. You know what that color was? I was yellow. So before I was even able to talk, my color is yellow. And for that, remember guys, yellow is the code. All right, thank you. Love you all.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Every time the PNM is in power, crime goes up. Every time the PNM is in power, murders go up. Every time PNM is in power, extortion goes up. Every time PNM is in power, kidnappings go up. When I was on the radio 2007 with Dennis Hall, aka Sprangalang, 2 men from Grandy had been kidnapped, 2 young businessmen, the Nat brothers, 2006, 2007. One thing about a UNC, one thing about someone who supports Kamla Persad-Bissessar, when something happens to someone else, we feel it as if it happened to us. So when I heard that 2 brothers had been kidnapped, I went into the radio station on Power 102.1 and I was vexed. And I ranted and raved for about 25 minutes straight. I then opened the lines and the first caller was a PNM caller called Mr. Enterprise. And Mr. Enterprise said, "Roberts, what happened to you?" I said, "Well, I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm sad. This kidnapping thing, it's not only the victims. The victims are the mothers and the fathers and the granny and the auntie and the sisters and the brothers. It's a really painful thing." He said, "Anybody kidnap your children?" I said, "Sir, knock on wood, no, thank God, no." He, live on radio, said, "So what the hell you vex for?" That is PNM. That is Stuart Richard Young. That is Colm Imbot. That is Convent Girl Seizure Dial Singh. 28 babies could die. It don't bother them. 500 people, 622 murdered in 2024. It don't bother them. Granny killed in the safety of a home. It don't bother them. Music truck, walk down the road, gallery themselves, arrogant. Well, not Kamla Persad-Bissessar. She has already enunciated policies for border protection, crime prevention, crime suppression, air guard, helicopters, cars, bulletproof vests. Bulletproof vests, different ministries splitting up the responsibilities, because for Kamla Persad-Bissessar, your safety and the safety of your children comes first. With that in mind, I bring back the General Secretary of the United National Congress to introduce to you the next winning candidate of the United National Congress. Mr. Peter Kanai, please.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins.
You all should see what I see from this vantage point. This is a massive meeting. We have people all outside in the hundreds. So as Anil told you, the PNM had a meeting and they had nobody sitting down outside. We have a meeting and we don't have enough chairs for people to sit down. So here we go again to introduce another candidate. Please welcome the UNC's candidate for the constituency of Tanapuna, Mr. former Superintendent Roger Alexander.
From all kinds of sources, and all of them still can't kill me now. You
Nancy family.
Just come before blessings.
The next MP for Sonapuna, candidate Roger Alexander.
You see, God, the way the night up, so you don't really need the light up. Then say what was the wrong outside, and I like the way they play the time up. So from sun straight to sunset, you can catch a bus in a slip. I must tell you now, I feel like
Greetings. Greetings. I'm here. All right, let me say a special good afternoon. We say a special good afternoon to the Honorable Leader of the United National Congress, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, my other colleagues, and the people of this good nation. As I stand here before you tonight, I see many of you who would have seen before. On my entrance here, I saw someone there who was a victim of crime, and which I could remember. Because many persons standing or sitting here tonight would have suffered in one way or another. Everybody asking, why, Alexander, why, Alexander, why, Alexander, why? I told them to pay attention. Listen to different leaders, and you choose the one that is aligned with your vision and your dreams of a better Trinidad and Tobago. I saw some of my colleagues, former colleagues outside. And let me give you a quick story. I have served the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service for over 30 years. I have seen it all. I have been through it all. Let me give you a scenario. If while you're home, some men, 5 in number, 6 in number, attack you at your home, what we call home invasions now, and you can do nothing but to wait and hope that you survive another minute. And because my colleagues want to come, want to respond, and cannot, because we do not have the resources available to us. That must change. Technology for national security has improved drastically over a period of time. But yet, we're still using technology from 1812, 1946, whilst our people suffer at the hands of crime. Technology, resources, motivation goes hand in hand.
My colleagues told me, and I was to bring it, within the last 10, 15 years, only thing that national security persons from the apparatus would have seen on their salary slip was $1,000 tax-free provided by Ms. Kamila Bissar-Bissessy. Yesterday, a colleague of mine told me, he said, a member of the Defense Force, he said, Alexander, at what stage do you think we will be able to purchase a house in this lifetime? Because of the collaborative efforts between law enforcement, Coast Guard, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Fire Service, Prison Service, I can speak every one of them. Tunapuna. I think you can, all the business persons in Tunapuna must no longer be scared and feel that they have to pay anything demanded by the criminal elements. Nobody must pack up and leave anymore. Tell them with immediate effect, you are here to stay because there is someone here that is going to fight on your behalf, because that is all I've been doing for all my life. It is easy. It is easy, you know. Fighting this thing is not difficult. If I provide the right resources for persons, give them an opportunity to live properly, because I cannot go to any one of these supermarkets with a rank and say, I am so-and-so person and get things free, you know. I still have to give them money. I cannot give them a promise. They might not accept it. So the first thing we do, like some persons would say, corruption, corruption, corruption is all we know. But before you blame persons, give them the resources and then hold them accountable. And before I leave, let me clear the air on some things. Another time we'll have some more conversations. I know what you're going to say. You're all going to say, they already start to fling different things in my direction. But I tell them, while they are talking these things, the teacher cannot go to school and teach properly. She's afraid. The student cannot go to school and learn anything because he's afraid. The man who purchased a vehicle yesterday and decided to use it as his means of income, he too is afraid. You have to lock up your house now at 3:47 in the evening to avoid drama. And when your house is locked up, it's clish, cling, cling, and things have to come down and all these things. Release the dogs and any other animals that you have to offer some level of protection. That too must change. Members of the public, the time has come to make that change, unless you intend to stick it out. I want to see a better Trinidad and Tobago. I want to see a safer Trinidad and Tobago. I want to see persons live comfortably. I want to see that someone can go to school and learn. I want to see the teacher can give the assurance that she can teach in peace. I want the police officers to do their job with the right equipment. I want members of the immigration department to do their job, giving them the right equipment. I want to see the fire service do their job, giving them the right equipment. Having said that, I want to see you do your job on the 28th of April. Because when the UNC win,
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly,
UNC family,
rising sun. On election day, vote UNC.
UNC family.
UNC family, please welcome the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Kamla Bastard Bisasa.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. up one dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, people win elections. The people are fed up of the PNM. The workers are fed up of the PNM. The PSA is fed up of the PNM. The RWTU is fed up of the PNM. The workers and the board are fed up of the PNM. All citizens unite under one banner, the United National Congress and the coalition of interest to save our country from the devil that is the PNM. Enough wickedness, enough heartlessness, enough sadness. Our country is great, our people are great, and on April 28th, we will bring back our country to the place we love, removing the stain of the PNM. The PNM is all in on crime. The PNM is all in on disrespect to labor. The PNM is all in on disrespect to Tobago. The PNM is all in on bad roads. The PNM is all in on higher taxes. The PNM is all in on no water. The PNM is all in on no refinery. The PNM is all in on no forex. But the people are all in on Kamla Persad Bissessa as the next Prime Minister. All you one candidate, we go give all your candidate. Candidate alone don't win election. A leader wins election. Heart and soul wins election. Brain wins election. People win election. So all you one candidate, take more candidate. Peter Kanai.
Let's say a welcome again to the political leader, the former and first female Prime Minister, and soon to be the second female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and Dr. Bissessa. So here we go again for the constituency of Caroni East. Former Member of Parliament and soon to be the next Member of Parliament for Caroni East, Dr. Richard Sicharan.
When you wins, everybody wins. When you wins, Trinidad wins, everybody wins. Vote for this, vote for that.
My political leader, I would like to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to serve again in National Executive. I'd like to also thank the Caroni East Executive who have been so instrumental in my development, as well as all the constituents of Caroni East who have supported me over the last 4 years. Leader, one of the most distressing things I had to experience as a Member of Parliament was a home invasion in Caroni East. And this occurred at 7 p.m. in the night. And a grandfather was killed during this home invasion in front of his 6-year-old grandson and his daughter. I met family the next day, and it was the most distressing experience I had as a Member of Parliament. It is for this reason, leader, we must never vote the PNM in office again. We must support Kamla Persad Bissessa. We must support Stand Your Ground legislation. We must support legal FULs for all citizens once they qualify. My leader, Kamla Persad Bissessa, is the strongest person that I know. And I believe in her vision for Trinidad and Tobago. And when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Thank you all.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC
Thank you, Dr.
wins,
Sicharan.
Trinidad wins.
Another candidate. This time, a gentleman who has been serving on the National Executive of the United National Congress for several years. He served as the chairman of the youth arm of the United National Congress. He had a very competent term in office as the youth prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And notice I said youth prime minister, not young prime minister, and competent. Ladies and gentlemen, for the constituency of Mayaro, please welcome Mr. Nicholas Morris.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Everybody wins.
UNC family, UNC family, are you ready to win on April 28th? Are you ready to make sure Kamla Prasad Visesa wins on April 28th? Well, tonight, as your humble servant for 18 years, I want to tell you that we will ensure that Mayaro wins on April 28th, making Kamla Prasad Visesa your Prime Minister. Brothers and sisters, tonight I stand before you faithful and grateful. I am grateful to our political leader for the role that she has given to me and many young people in this party. I am grateful to the political leader for the selfless fight she has fought for many years for the people of this nation. Today, this party and this country stands on the shoulders of Kamla Prasad Visesa. Brothers and sisters, I am 35 years old, but I've spent 18 of those 35 years as a member of the United National Congress, and I've been proud to serve you non-stop. So tonight I want to thank every one of you all for the help and support you have given me, but I just want to acknowledge one thing. I want to acknowledge my mother who is in the crowd and thank her for the support that she has given me over the years. Tonight, I pledge to you that the mothers, the fathers, and the children of Guayaguayari, Mafeking, Ottawa, and Rio Claro will have proper representation as we take Mayaro into government. Tonight, I pledge to you, the people of Mayaro deserve to be in government. The people of Mayaro could only be in government if they vote for the United National Congress. Brothers and sisters, this is not even about Morris. It is about Kamla Prasad Visesa. Kamla, as your Prime Minister, built Mayaro into the energy hub of the Caribbean. Under Stuart Young and Keith Rowley, they have collapsed it. But last week, your political leader, your next Prime Minister, put a vision forward for the energy sector that will ensure that Mayaro is returned as the energy hub of the Caribbean. So tonight, brothers and sisters, I ask you, let us stand together, let us unite, let us win, because when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Tonight, I thank you.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinidad wins. Trinidad wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Oh, yes. UNC family. Again, let me, of course, acknowledge our political leader, Kamla Prasad Visesa, and Dr. Gregory Visesa. Please give them a round of applause. To all our candidates, pleasant good evening and wonderful. Let's give a round of applause to the screening committee. I mean, quality is quality, man. You're riding with the best. And don't ever forget that. And of course, I want to mention the support team. Many of the candidates are out there with some of the best people who are mobilizing and making sure that the introduction to the community is there and going successful. Give yourself a round of applause, please. All that support team. That's what it's all about. At this time, I'd like to introduce a lady who I love to interview, and she always makes time to accommodate me. She's the recently elected president of the Public Services Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, she's a dedicated trade unionist. She's not the type that when you call and they say, well, we had to go through this process, that process, she will end up in front of Wasa Gate in a New York minute. And you know she's always there, always fighting. She of course has the hope that her dedication to the labor movement and her unwavering commitment to justice serve as an inspiration to all who strive for a fair, more equitable Trinidad and Tobago. UNC family, PSA family, Sangre Grande, please make some noise. Put your hands together for the newly elected president of the PSA, Ms. Felicia Thomas.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time.
Good afternoon. A pleasant good evening to the esteemed political leader and Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Good evening to the executive, other members of the UNC and friends, candidate for Toko Sandy Grande, Wayne Sturge, and other candidates, distinguished guests, and of course, special acknowledgement to the former president of the PSA, Mr. Leroy Batiste. And PSA, I am honored to mount this platform this evening in the interest of workers, to openly advance the only reasonable response to an unreasonable government. In this scenario, where workers have been used and abused, demonized and criticized, lied on and falsely accused, what must we do now? Comrades, we must respond. On March 11th, 2025, I announced that my first order of business as president of the PSA is to remove an oppressive government from office. And comrades, I meant it. Because workers in this country must be free from dictatorship. They must be free from oppression. They must be free from tyranny. That means they must be free from the PNM. The PNM has done absolutely nothing to promote and advance working class citizens in this country. Moreover, they have terrorized workers in their workplace by attacking them, on their various platforms, threatening their very jobs. That is your livelihood, your ability to take care of yourself and your family, starving you of the fundamental resources to carry out your jobs. Manufacturing. Let me repeat that. In case you went to the fridge and you closed the door and you didn't hear what I said, manufacturing an inefficient workplace, then to turn around and blame it on workers. But let me tell you, for the PNM, inefficiency means job loss. And anywhere you hear the word retrenchment, PNM follows right after. In 2003, Caroni workers, 9,000 gone, PNM. In 2006, 1,800 BW workers gone, PNM. In 2017, 111 TDC workers gone. Comrades, in 2016, 644 from ArcelorMittal. In 2018, 500 TSTT workers gone. In 2018, there was on a roll, 5,500 from Petrochem gone. In 2019, brothers and sisters, 200 from UTT gone. In 2022, another 468 workers retrenched. Comrades, and we ain't scratched the surface yet. They say they love you, so they take good care of you. And, well, this is how they just take good care of you. 4% increase over 6 years. When you face a 64% food inflation and they give themselves a 47% increase, that is how they take care of you. Non-consolidation of COLA. Robin workers have $51,300 in back pay. That is how they take care of you. Refusal to pay pensioners their back pay while offering a buyout of $4,000. But guess what they did for themselves? They get the fullness of their salary for the consolidation of all of their allowances. That is how they take care of you, my brothers and sisters. They have threatened over 2,100 jobs in the Board of Inland Revenue, Customs and Excise Division. That is how they take care of you. Threatened over 5,000 jobs in WASA. That is how they take care of you. Threatened over 500 jobs in HDC. That is how they take care of you. The outright refusal to fill vacancies and give workers permanent jobs. That is how they take care of you. And the refusal to implement the 9% settlement on behalf of NIB workers. That is how they take care of you. Brothers and sisters, there is sun on the horizon. There is hope for a brighter day. We must take charge of our destiny, take charge of our future, and act on our responsibility to ensure that we leave an inheritance not just for our children, but for our children's children. And comrades, let me tell you, this resonates deep with me as a first-time mom of a beautiful baby girl. And it's to that end we must examine what the UNC has committed to workers. Comrades, this relationship didn't just start. It didn't start when the election bell rang. We didn't decide yesterday that we want to team up with the UNC. We want to join forces with the UNC. Comrades, this has been going on for a number of years. Because we are clear that 5 more years of the PNM in office, workers, this country will not survive. Comrades, the UNC gave a commitment that negotiations would start with no less than 10%. Do you want that? The UNC gave the commitment to regularize contract workers. The UNC has given the commitment to provide preferential access to HDC homes. Do you want that? This one is a biggie. The UNC has committed to the immediate implementation of an improved health plan. Do you want that? Another big one. The UNC has given the commitment to shelve the PNM WASA Cabinet Subcommittee report. The UNC has given the commitment to implement the 9% settlement on behalf of NIB workers. Do you want that? The question then remains, will they deliver on their commitment? Let me remind you, brothers and sisters, the last settlement workers received was under the UNC. Public officers enjoyed 2 salary increases under the UNC within 1 term in office. 9% and 14%. They did not believe that a fair settlement on behalf of workers will bust the treasury. Quite to the contrary, they believed and they understood that taking care of workers was in itself taking care of the economy. Comrades, over 146 negotiations were settled under the UNC within 1 term. In the last 10 years, not one damn negotiation settled. Hundreds of vacancies remain unfilled. Under the UNC, there were over in excess of 55,000 jobs created under the UNC. Workers were flourishing. Why? Because when UNC wins, their track record has shown their commitment to workers, and as one of my objectives to protect the interests and welfare of my members, I say to all state sector workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote that negotiations will start with no less than 10%. I say to the workers of BIR and Customs. A vote for the UNC is a vote to repeal the TTRA Act. I say to contract workers in the public service that a vote for the UNC is a vote for the regularization of contract jobs. I say to all state sector workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote for preferential access to HDC homes. Again, I say to all state sector workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote for an improved medical plan. And I say to NIB, a vote for the UNC is a vote to implement the agreed upon 2014-2016 9% salary agreement. And I say to WASA workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote to rescind the PNM Cabinet Subcommittee report. My brothers and sisters, I say to you, if you want all these things, you see all that talk about my party, stop that now. And I want to close and send a message to the Red. Because they say I didn't sit down in the seat good yet when I made the statement that my first objective is to remove an oppressive government from office. Well, let me tell you something. I sit down good. And yellow is the code. Labour, on April 28th, who you voting for? Who you voting for? Thank you.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand by your pocket. If you have your money in your front pocket, put it in your back pocket or in your purse. Touch your pocket. Because the opportunity cost of having Keith Rowley or Stuart Richard Young in office instead of Kamala Prasad Bisesa. For a family of 4 per year, you pay from your pocket between $60,000 to $89,000 extra. That's why we say fire burn the PNM.
UNC family, I just want to ask some simple questions as always, Anil. Come April 28th, who is going to restore good governance along with accountability and transparency?
Kamala!
On April 28th, who's going to give our young people that sense of hope that they can compete on the global market?
Kamala!
On April 28th, who along with former Superintendent Roger Alexander will protect the lives of the citizens of this country?
Kamala Prasad Bisesa!
So on April 28th, who's going to be the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago?
Kamala Prasad Bisesa! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Prasad Bisesa!
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. On election day.
Good evening. UNC family, friends of the UNC, a special sister with us tonight, Madam President of the PSA, and next to her, the former president of the PSA, Mr. Leroy Batiste. The leader of the PEP, Progressive Empowerment Party, Philip Alexander. And of course, the evergreen, Mr. Jack Warner. All the other very welcomed, distinguished persons, UNC executives, UNC former parliamentarians in the House, in the Senate, and of course, all the new candidates who have been named. And tonight we welcome with special love the man himself, Miss Alexander, Officer Alexander, Dr. Rendra Rupnarayan, Dr. Rishi Sijaran, and Nicholas Morris, young Nicholas Morris. I have seen Nicholas grow and blossom under my watch as his leader and his foster mother. And his mom is here, give her a round of applause. And only this morning, I received an email from Nicholas. And you will rejoice, as I'm sure his mom and we all do. He received his, what is it called, Nicholas, Masters in Business Administration in Oil and Gas Management from the University out of London. So we have some good people and many more good ones to come aboard. But let me bring you down a little bit, okay? You know, so the best form of flattery is imitation. Just one day after I asked you in a UNC meeting, if you ever hear any PNM MP tell you that did they tell anyone that they ever loved them? I asked you Monday night. And then I saw that the PNM set up a scene for Stuart Young to shout out, I love you, to a PNM supporter. Imitation is the best form of flattery. Remember that. And listen, guys, that was the most forthright, fake love that I ever heard in my life. But at least I know when he's imitating me, he's listening to my speeches and he's listening to our platform. So look, let me show him what's the real way, how it's done. Let's show him the real way to share love. Shall I do that? Let's show him. Let's show him. UNC family, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to know you have had other leaders before me. You will have other leaders after me, but never, never, ever will you have a leader who loves you as much as I do. UNC, I see. Let's welcome the contingent from Warsaw, the PSA, giving us a chorus here tonight. I say tonight to you, UNC, I see your tireless efforts for 10 years. I see your unwavering support. You are my rock of Gibraltar. You held me up in my darkest hours. Every day when I was being betrayed and battered from all sides, from even within my own party. For the last 10 years, you, your faith, and your love never, ever wavered. I want to thank you for that. I will let you know how grateful I am to all of you. But the bullies and the oppressors and the Judases, they did not realize something when they were lashing me. And I'll tell you tonight what that is. I want to tell them, when they lash me, they're lashing every single one of you. And I want to tell them, when they lash you, faithful and loyal members, they're hitting every one of us. Because why? You touch one, you touch all. All are we is one. One. One UNC. UNCN. UNCN. Proud. Tonight, I send our enemies and young daddies and financiers a message. The words of a great poet, Maya Angelou. And I quote from that great poem because it is very relevant to the journey I have been on. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Still like dust, I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes. Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Out of the hurts of history's shame, up from a past that's rooted in pain, leaving behind nights of terror and fear, into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, and still I rise. And I rise and we rise. And when we are coming for all these wicked and evil persons who made our children suffer for 10 long years, we're coming for you. We're coming for you. Judgment Day is at hand. Judgment Day is coming on April 28th. What do? You put your axe next to the rising sun. They had people out here suffering, eating salt and butter and rice. But they were eating what? Steak, cake in Hyatt. And I will come for you and we will come for you, not with vengeance and malice. No, 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 no. We are coming to the election day with the most powerful weapon in the world. And that is love. We come to you with love. We come to you with love. We draw strength from the Creator. We draw strength from Almighty God. We draw strength from the higher power. And so, we are in such a holy season at this time. We are currently celebrating Ramadan, Lent, and Navratri begins on this day. And tomorrow we'll be celebrating Spiritual Shouter Baptist Liberation Day. Ramadan, as you're aware, our Muslim brethren continue their fasting for the holy month of Ramadan. Eid is just around the corner. Lent, our Christian brethren continue to observe Lent. As I said before, tonight Hindus begin the celebration of Navratri. This is a 9-day period dedicated to worship of the female aspect of God. And they mark the start of a new year and pray for positive change. Tomorrow, my Baptist brethren, I will be celebrating with them tomorrow in Maruga because I was baptized as a Baptist. They didn't believe me. But now you better believe it because I bring down the power. The UNC will bring down the power. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. So, a very holy time in our land. To all my brothers and sisters of every faith, I salute you and I join you in prayer. And it's times like these that I reaffirm my love and respect for my fellow Trinbagonians. And in this holy time, if God be for us, who can be against us? I told you, in other words, no weapon formed against us will ever prosper. The Lord has given us the strength to trample the oppressor. And there is a loud voice in this election shouting, let our people go, let our people go. There is a loud voice shouting, enough is enough. There's a loud voice shouting, when UNC wins, when UNC wins, let them hear your voices when UNC wins. Here in Grundy tonight, we say one blood, one soul, one heart. Because I'll tell you this, half of me belongs to you. And the other half I give to you. Half of me belongs to you all. And the other half I give to you all. I tell you, I am UNC and I'm proud. Let me hear you, UNC and proud. UNC and proud. So now, okay, you can. You're so excited. Give her a round of applause, my friend there. We have a crew of ladies. Anywhere we go, they are there. Thank you so much. So the election is coming. Every party is campaigning. And we are told by the EBC 1.1 million, more than 1.1 million persons will soon get to vote on election day. I'll just insert something here. I want to ask the EBC. We have a declining population. Where did you get 20,000 more votes from? But that is something we'll be picking up with ECB. Tell me, we have a declining population, but they are saying we now have 20,000 more votes or voters than before. So I'm saying parties are campaigning. We have been campaigning in the wilderness. for too many years. That is no secret. We were not hiding for 4.5 years to just come and pop up a few weeks and months before an election. We were not doing that. We have been right here in the PNM's face, in the parliament, outside the parliament, holding on to defend you from this bully government, inside parliament, outside parliament. We're here like an open book in front of you, week after week, month after month, year after year, and we are well prepared. We are not now scrambling for fake and scripted fanfare to come and lie, cry, deny, and mamagai. We have been here all the way through. We have been here twice, sometimes 3 times a week for the past 5 years. We have been relentless in holding the government to account, whilst others did nothing to defend you for 5 years. Understand that? Did nothing. We have been relentless. You don't want a miserable life. You don't want a squanted life. And if I take on Felicia, I might say the wrong word on this platform tonight. So let me move away from all these words beginning with S. Let's move along. We have been relentless. You don't want a hopeless life. You don't want a life of lies. You don't want gunshots in your head morning, noon, and night. You don't want an abusive life. You don't want a third-class life. And what do you want? You want to live your best life. The UNC will work with you to give you your best life. Because again, when UNC wins, everybody wins. So people want straight talk from leaders. People want the truth told to them in real terms. And that is what you will get from me. Many leaders are too concerned with their public image, with political correctness, or how they'll be perceived. They deal in showmanship. They deal in clothes. They deal in ceremony dictated by whom? By paid consultants. They deal in cover-ups, conspiracies, and backroom deals. But understand and know, and we know, bullying is not leadership. People want transparency. They want accountability. They want kindness combined with intelligence, with competence, with compassion, with excellence, with empathy. They want truth. Come up front. Come up, young boy. Give them it. We have been giving you truth. We have been giving you truth. Plain and simple. Without dressing for all our political lives. Sometimes I am attacked with fake outrage because of what I say. But the fact is, I say in public what many people whisper behind closed doors because people are afraid of being victimized by this wicked, incompetent bully government. So they talk to you quietly. Yes, Kamala. Okay, yes, we agree with you. I say, come on the platform and say it. Well, you know, okay, coward. They're scared. It's not just coward. Because this government has been such a fine, wicked government, yes. Then when we get brave people like Felicia, Leroy Baptiste, Philip Alexander, lift it up for him on a platform. And so many others. People are losing that fear because they know the licks coming. It will be licks like fire and licks like peas. Nothing to be afraid of anymore. Those of you who voted for this wicked government, voting becomes an act of belief and hope. When you vote, you are putting your life and that of your families in the hands of other persons. Think about that carefully. A vote is to put your lives and that of your family in the hands of politicians. That is no joke. And no voter wants to put his or her life in the hands of a bully again. People are done with that. According to Philip Watt, what's that and walking here tonight? That and walking again. People done with that. Those who voted for the bully government in 2020, they put all our lives in the hands of a raging bull and his bullies. And how did that work out? Several have spoken before me tonight. They've told you how that worked out. Instead of nurturing your life that you put into their hands, what did they do to you? They washed their hands of you. Look at healthcare, wash hand. Look at the education sector, wash hand. Look at roads and drainage, wash hand. Look at national security, they wash their hands of you. Look at the 4% wage negotiations. That wasn't a wash up, you know. That wasn't a wash hand and Leroy. That was a slap up in your face. That was a slap, that 4%. Instead of nurturing you, the PNM washed their hands of you. We have been observing the growing trend of political manipulation by other parties in this campaign. They involve with them cover-ups, deflections, backroom deals, and storytelling, these pop-up parties. You do not need to call any names. You know, you're fully aware of which pop-up parties are in bed with the PNM. And don't forget that on April 28. You see them deflecting for the government with fake narratives. Okay, I'm pausing for a cause. And this is water, eh? Don't let them fool you. This is water. So I say, you see these pop-up parties, fake narratives, edited videos, AI-generated clips, fabricated posts, manufactured concerns. And however, you're already aware of what we have been campaigning for. The UNC campaigns, as I said, about the plain truth. Whether you have a good road or not, we say we've been campaigning on simple truth. Like it, whether you have a good road or not. Like it, whether thousands of young men are being driven to murder or to be murdered. Today, the homicide rate, I'm told, was 97. And that is in the state of emergency. What happens when that expires in a few short days? What happens? Shall see. And that government has been so reckless. They knew the state of emergency was going to expire in a few days, but they shut down the parliament. They pack their bags and they run away, as Kurt Allen sings, and cannot now go to parliament because to dissolve the parliament, they couldn't go back to extend it, which they could have done with a simple majority vote. But they preferred to pack their bags, run away, dissolve the parliament, appoint and coronate a young man to be your unelected prime minister. That was the games that they were up to. So, my friends, I say we've been campaigning on truth. Like it, whether or not our young women are being raped and battered. Like whether it will flood in your area, you know. Wash away your belongings. Like whether you're happy with your quality of life or not. Like whether the healthcare system is serving you well or not. You know the truth because you've seen it all and you have lived it all. Let me remind you of the truth that you fully well know. My friend, Madam President, talked about it. Last week, when we were in San Fernando, President General Roger of the UWT, he talked it too. He talked about it. Listen to me. Philip, Alexander is talking it tonight with us. I'm saying Philip. Roger Alexander and Philip Alexander. Too many Alexanders in this party, you know. What it means is everybody talking it. When UNC wins, it's everybody winning, 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 winning. The UNC, let me remind you, provided the best personal safety and security you've ever had. We delivered the best GDP ever. We gave you the best universal health care ever. We delivered the best education in our country's history. Not one child was left behind in our time. We gave you the best roads. And you know, they tell us Kamala government is a box-trained government. Well, plenty people begging for that box-trained government again because of all the flooding that is hitting the country. Plenty people. You had more water in your taps than ever before. We created the best energy policies and revenues in this country. And now you're seeing, as Kevin Ramnarai told us at the town hall on Thursday, how those energy revenues have dropped. We provided you with the best sporting policies, stadium, resources you ever had. Ask Anil Roberts, he was then our Minister of Education. The UNC gave you the best because what? When the UNC wins, everybody wins. Everybody wins. So, when you put us back into office, the UNC will get you back to living your best life. And the first step is to decimate the criminals who create a violent crime crisis, and we must do so with a holistic approach. We have over 60 anti-crime plans and more than 60 justice reform plans to address crime. We need tough people to implement these plans. And again, the master man himself, Roger Alexander, will be one of those persons to help us. We want someone leading the Ministry of Home Affairs who knows the system from ground up. Someone who knows where the criminals are. Someone who knows how they operate and how they think. And we will give him that power and the resources to shut down the criminal gangs and enterprises once and for all. We will track down those violent criminals and lawfully get them off the streets and out of our communities in Tunapuna and in the rest of the country, so you and your loved ones can be safe. This is both an academic exercise, but is also a very practical one that will require boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. It requires intelligence-based approaches coupled with a strong arm to get these violent criminals off our streets and out of our communities. Over 5,000 murders, and a Minister of National Security who has been sleeping on the job, and guess what? Blaming everybody else. Man, you see that fella in Parliament, where Moonilal? Moonilal always say, what you call him, the sleeping beauty. Man, that minister sleeping in Parliament when he's supposed to be doing your business. We will put real people in real positions. We will empower our security services with strong leadership, which supports and appreciates them. And when it comes to safety and security, I believe the most unappreciated people in the security system are private security guards. The UNC, when we win, will ensure that private security guards also win with the UNC. Let me share with you. Mr. Alexander told us some for the police, the regular TTPS. Let me share with you some of the issues that they face. Private security guards are treated as second-class citizens. That must come to an end. The officers deserve greater respect and appreciation for conducting their duties of protecting people and property. There are stories of officers having to share unsuitably sized bulletproof vests, working in unsafe vehicles for the pickup and delivery of goods and services and money. Sometimes they're forced to work double and triple shifts for minimum wages. And there are reasons to act definitely and improve their conditions. The current explosion of bloody, violent crimes has made the jobs of private security officers equally more critical and dangerous. I call on the PNM government to collaborate with the Estate Police Association and security companies to improve the working environment of the private security officers. I supported the EPA's proposal to remove taxes on life-saving equipment, such as bulletproof vests, to make them more reasonably priced for security companies. This tax break, we felt, would really assist those in the private security industry. The tax break should also be expanded to the importation of bulletproof security vehicles. For private security officers, there must be adequate provision of training, safety measures, relevant equipment, and other necessary resources, as well as, guess what? Fair compensation with essential benefits. This is the cry of all workers. And we sat with the unions, the PSA and OWT and others to craft a workers' agenda, a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. Some of it was shared by Madam President here tonight, and more will be rolled out as we move forward. I am making a plea for the private security officers. There must be adequate provision of training, safety measures, including provisions for compensation with essential benefits, a review of wages, provisions for mandatory overtime payments should be a priority matter. Security officers who risk their lives on the job should be paid more than the minimum wage. And I make this plea because they're on close to minimum wage. Senator Mark is nodding his head. We have worked on this together. MP Ndarsingh, we've worked on this workers' agenda together. They should get some medical coverage, vacation time, overtime pay for working extra shifts. Tonight, the UNC says we will establish a joint fund, government and registered security companies, to support and compensate the families of private security officers who lose their lives while on duty, the same as for TTPS officers. In my watch, we promised and we delivered $1 million for TTPS and other security personnel should an officer die in the line of duty. Their families were promised this, and we delivered. When we went out of office, the PNM government, the Rowley government, or the Stewart government never carried through with the legislation for it. The UNC commits to provide the legislation. It should not be a handout to you. It should be a right. Any officer falling in the line of duty, his family should receive $1 million in compensation. Security officers undertake crucial and often life-threatening jobs, especially during this unrelenting crime crisis. And they must be properly protected and compensated. I turn to another area of concern for me, which should be a concern for you, HTC homeowners. HTC homeowners. HTC homeowners will win with no property taxes on their homes. Don't get chained up and fooled by Stuart Young's propaganda. After the election, the PNM will implement property taxes on HTC homes as well. So those of you in the HTC estates, you think you get away and only everybody else, they will implement the property tax on the HTC housing estates and homes. I want to show you something else. We're not paying attention. Show all in, no pension, HTC housing, I'm warning you. They put out, I want you to look at the screen and remember the wicked pension bill the PNM brought to the parliament to take away pension. You remember that? I bust the mark on that. They said they're going to withdraw it. They never withdrew that bill. And should you take God out of your thoughts, you stand to lose your pension. Clause 6 of the bill was never withdrawn. And let's look at the last 4 lines of Clause 6. It says that only TNT citizens age 65 or older who are ordinary residents will be eligible for a pension, provided that, listen carefully, they do not receive a monthly income exceeding the specified limit. So you have to have a band of receiving income at a certain level. So first criteria, below a certain amount, that's what you've been receiving. Second, provided you have savings under $25,000. I raised this before, because if you do, no pension for you. But listen to this one. That same clause 6 says, provided that they are not residing in a state-funded institution. What is a state-funded institution? Don't think it's only old age people houses. Do you know what the HCC is? It is a state-funded institution. Is this bill then saying if you are in a state-funded institution, such as an HCC home, that you stand to lose your pension because of this clause in the bill? Come and explain this. Who is the new Minister of Housing? Minister, I think you are fighting him. Oh God, I don't want to go into Leon's tonight, you know. I really don't want to go there, but he's the Minister of Housing. Tell us, are the HCC houses state-funded institutions? HCC is state-funded, and does it mean people living there could lose their pensions? So if you're over 65, you live in an HCC property, and you take God out of your thoughts and you go on the 28 and you vote PNM, prepared for your pension to be lost. Be warned. Don't say we did not warn you. So what you want to do, Jack, on the 28th of April, put your X next to the rising sun. If your parents or grandparents live in an HCC property and you vote for PNM, be prepared. I warn you, they will come to take away your pensions with this bill. They will come to Mama Bayu and say, no, this is only old people home. Well, tell me, what is a state-funded institution? HCC is not a state-funded one. Don't be fooled. Don't get chained up and you go out and you do the wrong things. You put that X in the wrong place. So when you go in that voting booth, all you're seeing is UNC. Because only when the UNC wins, we will protect the pensioners. So we have seen a decade of destruction under the PNM. The PNM will try to bamboozle you into thinking they are working. But in fact, their track record shows that after spending $500 billion, not billion, after they spent $500 billion in the past 10 years, our country has nothing but crime destruction, and hopelessness to show for it. In the past decade, they have failed to deliver on their promises. We always say PNM means promises never materialize. Every year, they have promised consistently. They have made promises under each of the 21 heads of expenditure ministries, 21 heads of expenditure. My analysis of the data indicates that they made in these years a total of 490 budget promises over the past 9 years. 490. When we break down that number, the total number of broken promises in the period 2015 to 24 is 373. 490 promises that promise only materialized 373 broken promises. And then they have repeated budget promises. Over 100 they came every year. And Mr. Ember talking about, you could see clearly now the rain is gone and he feeling real good because more tax money putting into his pocket. I compare it to the guy in the movie Lord of the Rings, that the only time Gollum felt happy is when we saw the gold. That's what I described him as. Because the only time he was happy is to drop taxes and more taxes on the population. Of the broken promises, listen what they are. The Ministry of National Security, which is such an important ministry to preserve life and limb and property. Ministry of National Security. Highest number of promises, 51. This when the crime and violence wave is unprecedented. 51 broken promises from national security. Ministry of Works and Transport, 43 broken promises. Public Utilities, 37 broken promises. Education, 35 broken promises. Tobago Health Affairs, 35 broken promises. Health, 32 broken promises. Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, 32 broken promises. Ministry of Finance, 51 broken promises. So now when I hear Stuarty saying that he's coming to be a leader for all, I say to you now, you hear a lie? That is a lie. That is lie. For over a decade, he sat as a right-hand man of the Raging Bull. And he, together with the Raging Bull and now him, the bully, they oversaw the oppression of our country's poor, working, and middle classes. And now he comes to talk about equality for the small man and woman. Stuarty, I say to you tonight, you with a track record of bullying, elitism, destruction, contempt for the small man, nobody believes a word that you say. Nobody believing that. Under my UNC government, every single person, the children, the single mothers, the differently able, the young professional, the elderly, every single person knew there were measures in place or being put into place to make sure that their needs were being met, and that if they were to suffer some sort of setback, there were systems we had in place to help them get back on their feet. We had a functioning health sector. Where in the world you'll have 90s babies dying in the NICU, Dr. Bodo, and that man is still the Minister of Education and coming back to ask for your vote in St. Joseph? When he comes, run him! Run him! Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Dr. Greg is trying to tell you, he's a doctor too, trying to go to the hospital. What did I say? Well, I think education might be involved too, but thank you for the correction. Minister of Health, we used to call him Terrible Terry. The one thing he had to boast about, he went to St. Joseph and he get robbed. Who was the government? His own government. So, health sector, we had free tertiary education, job creation to help people navigate the down days. Fast forward today and consider the state of our nation. So as I come to an end, I want to tell you, don't let them fool you. Don't let the youngs take you for a ride and to fool you. Think about it. Let them know you can count. Unlike some Minnesota stand up and say, she's failed maths. I don't know. With them, the maths never maths in. Let them know you can count. And one thing you don't make mistake about is when it comes to counting your money. They never care about the average person. When they come to this election and they come to buy your vote, be warned. If you want to take the dollars, wrap up in the red shirt, take the dollars, pelt away the red shirt, and go to the election day and cast your next Horizon Fund. When they come to buy your vote for a few dollars in a red shirt, let them know that those dollars wrapped up in that red shirt cannot make up for you losing your $3,000 pension. Will not make up. When they come with the dollars in that red shirt to buy your vote, let them know you don't want another 5 years of nothing. When they come with the money wrap up to buy your vote for another 5 years, let them know you don't want another 5,000 citizens murdered in our land. When they come wrap up with the money in the red shirt, tell them you don't want higher gas prices for another 5 years. Understand what it means. When they wrap up the dollars in that red shirt, red jersey, tell them you do not want higher food prices for another 5 years. When they come with the dollars wrap up in the red jersey, tell them you don't want to pay property tax on the homes that you built, you labored and you saved and you built. And they come in with the cash in the red t-shirt. But guess what? They want you to go cashless. They want a cashless society. So, dollars in the red shirt, but $4 billion, guess for whom? The Young family. You know that? I hear Young's family, his brother's company, what is it called? Wait, you know it. NCB Global or something. What did you get? You can't even get your little 4%. Can't get it. So we say, $4 billion for his brother's company. We say, no, 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 we must make sure, no way, no day. I see Stuart John talking about pointing to, I walk with you and you walk with me and you walk here. And that man is real walk, He had to walk out of the cabinet room 134 times. So he's talking about who walk and air walk. 134 times, recused himself for the cabinet, walk outside the door, sit down and wait till his cronies inside the cabinet approved that his brother's company got what? $4 billion. Think what they're giving you. They're not even giving you the 4%. So much pressure, you're right, Mohini. Pressure. It's only pressure. Tell them no, 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 no way, no day. I told you before, take the dollars and the red t-shirt, pelt away the t-shirt and vote them out, vote them out. So that you can get 5 years brighter days under the rising sun. The UNC will ensure that you have jobs and more money in your pocket. The UNC will make sure you pay no property tax, so you have more cash in your pocket. The UNC will ensure we reduce food prices, so again you can keep more cash in your pocket. We will ensure that we settle salary negotiations to put more money in your pocket. So whilst the PNM wants a cashless society, you know what we in the UNC say? The UNC says we want you to have cash and to have that cash in your pockets. In that way, you can take care of yourselves and your families. So tonight, as we roll out our candidates, I want to thank the about 200 persons who put their names forward to be screened to be a candidate for the UNC. Thank them, please, with me. Thank you for offering to serve. And I remind you, many are called, but only one is chosen for a seat. But when the UNC wins, everybody wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. There is enough space and place in the house of the rising sun, at the table of the UNC. I want to thank them, as I said. We will roll out more candidates as we go along. We will have more town hall meetings. In fact, we will run town hall meetings every Thursday of the week. And the next one is scheduled for Thursday coming up in the new week. And in that town hall, our topic will be anti-crime and crime fighting. And we'll invite you, as we give you the venue, look out, come in, what do I say, come in close to you, in a cinema next to you. No, we can't go to Hillview. Sorry, Barry. I'd asked Barry to look at Hillview, but there's a reason, because on Saturday, the 5th of April, we are in the Center of Excellence, Mr. Warner, where we will have the president of all our candidates. Presentation, of all candidates on the 5th. And that is in the constituency of Tunapuna. So we should go somewhere else rather than at that school. But we thank Hillview for the booking made. So look out for more town hall meetings. We invite you all to attend and share your thoughts and ideas. And I want to advise, we will do more town halls. We will have the presentation of all our candidates on Saturday, 5th April at the Center of Excellence. We will do our manifesto launch. Also, Jack, is it confirmed, Center of Excellence? And that is for the 12th Saturday, the 12th of April. So more to come. Keep tuned to the UNC Facebook. Keep tuned. And over tomorrow, Monday, as we celebrate tomorrow with our Baptist brethren, I would ask all my candidates, as we celebrate Eid on Monday, to cut the campaigning, cut down the noise, trucks and so on, because people are praying. People are praying, but remember, it was not me. I was not the one who called this election. I would never have done so knowing that we have Lent, we have Ramadan, we have Spiritual Baptist, and we have Easter coming up. So I apologize that we have to campaign because we have to move this wicked government out. But I apologize, we have to do it in the holy season of Ramadan, in Lent, in Navratri that has begun, and as we go into the Easter term. It was Stuart T. who called the general election. Now, we have been calling for it for a while now, so we're very happy that we have the date, but I still feel sad that we have to come and put on mics and send music trucks and so on to campaign, but that we must do. And so, my friends, as I close, I invite you all to attend, keep tuned. The PNM has nothing to campaign on. They have no new ideas. They have nothing more they can promise that they couldn't do in the past 10 years. If you couldn't do it for 10 years, who believing you could do it in the years to come? This election is about people in power versus people with power. The election is about people in power versus people with power. The PNM is about people with power. The UNC is about people in power. We will represent you. On April 28th, the people with the voting power will remove the unelected people in power and the illegitimate Prime Minister Stuarty. I remind you now, this election is about light over darkness. This election is about sunshine over blood. This election is about prosperity over poverty. It is about strength over weakness. And above all, this election is about love over bullying. It is about winning and losing. Send them a message that you are worth more than their contempt. Remember, every time you vote, you have a chance to take one moment into your own hands. The power is in your hand. You must show them that you are the one in charge. They serve you, and you have the power. Show me the power. We have the power, and we will bring down that power on April 28th as we vote them out. Thank you. God bless you. Remember, I love you all. Thank you very much.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore hope, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace, vote for love, vote for hope, vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can restore hope, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who lead with love, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC